hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate. All in when I show up, whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition. I'm in first place, yeah, that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. Watch me elevate.
Broken dreams in my pocket, golden thing round my neck like a locket. Carve your name in my mind, cause you caught it, you caught it. You're golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under the street light at the young so I could show you. You're golden, golden, honestly you're glowing. Me under the mezzanine just so that I could show you. You're golden, yeah, you're golden. You're golden, yeah, you're golden, golden, yeah. When we meet, hold my hand in the darkness. Summer heat, bodies laid on the carpet. Eye to eye, glistening, no, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden, honestly you know it. Me under Sneak into the golden. Hey, you're golden. You're golden.
Green and go all the way down pretty much at turn one. Ben Bath has already got away from Checo. Round the outside, down the hill. Oh, job done already. He gets a better run than Kelly through turn one. Kelly has to tuck back in and has to now defend from tech leader. In fact, he's going to squeeze down the inside.
I'll keep you right here beside me. I need to know I'm not alone. Now take it home as the night begins to fade away to yesterday. I wanna stay in this moment here. I need to know which way to go.
At the moment, so he's obviously enjoying that one. It's Joy's Hitman. He's gone round on his own.
To fade away to yesterday. I wanna stay in this moment here with you. In this moment here with you. In this moment here with you.
Getting hype when I aim up, elevating that game up, stepping up to the competition. Only first place, and that's how I'm living. I'm with it till they digging up my grave, eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up into place. I was born and when I watched me elevate.
Oh, Ben, how's your nerve on your debut? Oh, that'll help. That'll help. Emo's in the wall.
born and when I watch me elevate.
And for race 4 this season, we're going to crown a brand new race winner at SimPlay Motorsport. It is going to be Ben Bath who takes the race win. Emo Guy will be in second place.
Yeah. All in when I show up. Whole place about to blow up. Superior to that competition.
And he has come across the line and he's going to be P3. Fantastic job from him.
Till they digging up my grave. Eating all the things up on my plate. Game face when I step up in the place. I was born and when I watched me elevate. I was born and when I watched me elevate.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SimPlay Motorsport here for the Amateur League once again. I am your host, Mathew Duffin, and joining me tonight in the commentary box is our regular co-commentator, PN Motorsport. Good evening to you, PN.
Good evening, Matt.
And we have a very special guest tonight. He was brought in to help as PN was busy today, as was Dan Davis. So he was brought in to help. So we've decided to keep him with us for tonight. It is that of Joseph Bates, a.k.a. Fury CBK, as you know him, the pro racer. Fury, good evening.
Good evening, Matt. Good evening, Kian.
Are we both well tonight, lads?
Yeah, yourself?
Very good, very good. We're here, Brands Hatch. It's the midway point of the season, and Joe must feel quite honoured because not only has he got the professionalism of PN, but he's working with an actual professional commentator. So Joe must feel very honoured. Hopefully we've got Fury's granddad and Fury's mum in the chat to make sure that he keeps well in check, because the off-air argument between Fury's mum and Fury was very interesting. We're not going to repeat what was said on air, but it was just very interesting. But we have some cracking racing in store for you tonight. It is the halfway point of the season, and as we said, we are getting close to that final marker. And you may be sat at your screen thinking, Lucas Roth, that is a name I remember. You'll be right, it's a name you remember. It is Keegs, the young Scotsman. And that is, you are not blind. He is in a pink and brown Jaguar. And he is here. He says it's a one-off event. I think he may be in for the season. You'll see Lucas Roth, or Keegs, on Sunday night in the Porsche Cup, which starts this week. Myself and Pian, and I think possibly Ivor will be bringing you the action of that one live from Brands Hatch. It's a full week of Brands and Pian. Porsche Cup starting. Me and you looking very forward to this with the Porsche Cup cars. But a week of Brands Hatch, Pian. Going to be a very interesting sort of week to see what we can do at the British circuit, home soil.
It is. I'm slow around here. I'll admit I'm slow around here. But I love it. I love Brands. I love all the British tracks, to be honest.
Indeed we do. Just before we get to Fury then as well, to note, you may notice that Lee Hendry has just joined the session in a Bentley. That is because he is a new starter to the season, as he's just leaving the pits now in his blue and yellow Bentley. And no, he's not related to Dean Wasaki. He's in fact the cousin of PN Motorsport, although I'm sure that him and Dean would get on quite well with their blue and yellow Bentleys together. But 17 drivers. If Keegs does run this season, it'll be a 20-car grid AM season, making it 59 drivers on the grid after we have lost Stelfsloth and we lost Jamie Brazier from Pro-Am and Pro. So what a grid we have. But PN, your cousin on the track in a car that you admire and you enjoy and like. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do tonight.
I just wish it was green. It'd be better if it was green. And orange. Lee, you can run my colours if you like.
We've got a fantastic night, though, Joe. We've got a fantastic week of Brands Hatch tonight. The Pro-Am, me and you in the pros on Thursday, and then the Porsche Cup as well. Just a week of British racing after the British Grand Prix before Goodwood. It's just fantastic.
Yeah, I'm quite excited for the Porsche Cup because obviously got my name down on that one. And then coming up to Thursday in the Pro, me and you, we had our little battle back at Zolder.
Yeah.
But you forced me into a mistake, so, you know, just got to try and keep it going, haven't we?
We have got to try and keep it going. But while we're all coming up to the halfway point of the season, let's just say good evening to the ladies and gentlemen currently in the chat. Evening to Hypertech, Micro J's, LCH Motorsport, which is Lee Hendry, Benedict Varga, my co-commentator for tomorrow night. Lucas Roth is in there, as is DJ Phil. Good luck, Lucas Roth, in the Jag. Win the best car in race and the best car on track, as well as Aidan Bennett in the chat as well. Geez, even Keegan's on track, he says. This is going to be fantastic. By the way, can we keep Joseph for tomorrow? Because it's possible that I'm going to be a bit late. I'm sure we can speak with Joe off air, Ben, and we can sort that one out, no problem at all. But Keegs has just said in the chat, shut up if you put me in that poll. Keegs is in the poll, and let's see what Keegs can do. We are at Brands Hatch Show. It is the halfway stage of the season. Round 5 for the amateur division, who are on one race a night each, a 45-minute race. This is 17 minutes left of the practice session. In fact, if we just bring down our little drop box, we'll be able to see the session. Ignore the 1 minute qualifying. That is so that we as broadcasters, when the session ends, can return to garage so that we can change the cameras for the race. It's a 45-minute race with one pit stop around about the 27-minute mark. But with 150 points left up for grabs in this Drivers' Championship, it is becoming a real tight one. With Jay currently leading the way. He's second fastest at the moment. He's currently leading the way, 71 points. He's 3 clear of Future Revenge, who PN we've seen all season may not have the outright pace at the moment, but has picked up results in his second place.
Very, very consistent in that Bentley, isn't he? Future Revenge. Sticking there.
Like another Bentley we know.
Like a Grello one as well.
He is, yeah, maybe. He is second place, 3 points behind Jay before we get to Ginger Bush, who's just been a man who's had a lot of pace this season. We look forward to seeing him in the Porsche Cup, on Sunday night. He's 4 points off the championship lead before we head down to Danlick. 14 points behind in his red McLaren. Tech leader then in a Ferrari. Is currently 18 points off the back. The top 5 really close. 20 points. He's Ant, and he's up there in his Ferrari as well. John Andrews, P7, a man who's always seemed to be involved in a lap 1 incident. Not his fault at times as well. He's come off worse for a lot of other problems. He sits P7, 22 points off the back, tied with the other Bentley of Baraba. P9 is race winner and podium man Emo Guy, who at the minute is 9/10 off the current fastest pace at Brands, and we don't think the Nissan's going to do a lot around here, so we'll see what Emo Guy can get out of his car. Then it's Kelly, 2 points behind him, KLF 900 before P11. Ben Bath, debut winner last time out. Can he take a second win today? Sharkbait currently lines up in P12, 48 points off the championship lead before who had a good showing at Zolder, is down in P13. Hitman in his Porsche, just struggling for a bit of pace tonight, is down in 14th place on 18 points before Checo Bress, after he made his debut last week, sadly won't be with us tonight on the track. He's on 17 points. Leon Fernie at work as well, he's on 14 before Shoemaker will line up, is P17 on 13 points, and then Lee Hendry and Keegs making their debuts tonight.
Yeah, as I'm just watching the cousin right now.
Well, we're currently watching Shoemaker. There is 288 points left in the There is 288 points left in the Constructors' Championship, and that is the Flying Potatoes that are absolutely flying at the moment. 38 clear of the Cartel Sim Racing team so far. While we're on board Shoemaker, we'll just get through the grid order. Shoemaker, due to a retirement last week, will start at the back of the grid. So Shoemaker starts P17. So it will be Hitman on pole position. O will be second place before Sharkbait third. Ben Bath will line up P4. KLF will be in P5 with Emo Guy in 6th. Baraba 7th with John Andrews 8th. Ant in 9th with Tech Leader 10th. Danlick 11th. Ginger Bush 12th. Future Revenge 13th. Jay in 14th. Lee Hendry in P15. Keegs in 16th place. And Shoemaker bringing up the rear of the grid. And Joe, reverse grid obviously brand new to this season. Are you a fan of it? What do you think of it that you've done so far?
Personally, I actually really enjoy it. I feel it just throws a whole new ball game at everyone compared to what everyone's used to, and it definitely makes everything a lot more interesting, making the faster guys in their championship have to fight more and more for those points, which always makes it a lot closer for the championship.
It does indeed. And PN, obviously, we've seen a few reverse grids go wrong at the moment. But Pro seem to have it nailed down at the moment. Oh, Shoemaker there. Big error coming through Sterling's towards the last corner. I believe it's Sterling's anyway. Best get these track corners right. I'm sure I've got this for work this season. So I best make sure I absolutely nail. Guys at Race Unleashed, if you're watching, I've got this, don't worry. You may see a bit of a new graphic on the bottom of the screen. It says 500 subscribers. We need 38 more. We're on 462. If you hit that subscribe button, that should change. So if you are new to the channel, please hit subscribe. That should change, and we should be closer to our milestone of 500 subscribers. Let's try and get that this week, if we can. If by the end of the Porsche Cup we have 500 subscribers, that will be absolutely fantastic. But Brands Hatch, PN, you know the British circuits very, very well, as does Fiore. In fact, we go back a few years to the Touring Car Championship, in which Fiore won. He had a good fight around Brands Hatch with Unorthodox, who obviously brings you the commentary on a Thursday night. And Joe, fond memories of this circuit?
Oh yeah, I was watching those streams for a very long time. It definitely brought back some of my best memories on Project Cars 2 in this league, of how tight it was all the way up until Knock Hill, and it was just racing Dan around this circuit. Obviously, the first race of the season, I may have gave him a little bit of a nudge just to get up his inside on the last lap, but hey, that's touring cars. Robin's racing.
Hey, indeed it is. Rubbin is racing, and what a series it was. Obviously, Joe, a multiple champion here. Pro-Am, which do count Sooty Apex if you're listening, because me and Joe are Pro-Am champions, as well as touring cars towards Fiore's name. And PN, Brands Hatch, such an iconic circuit, obviously used to hold the British Grand Prix many moons ago, but what a track, what a layout. The British roller coaster, as it's known. What are we in for tonight?
Chaos. Simple as that. I think we might be in for another Zolder.
Yeah. Am was a little. I did the highlights today. Am was a little. Yeah.
Not as much as Pro-Am.
No, nowhere near as much as Pro-Am. But we'll see what happens. What are we in for though as a track around this layout? What do the drivers have to expect in their cars?
Well, it's narrow. Overtaking's gonna be hard around here, especially in these big GT3 cars. Maybe not so much in the touring car, because we've always seen touring car races. People banging door mirrors together all the way around. I love the touring cars at Brands Hatch.
We saw the other year in the World GT, though, didn't we? In real life, we saw a McLaren end up actually over the barrier, turned around by a Mercedes, and end up over the barrier at Brands Hatch. Can't remember whereabouts, but it just shows that how tight this track is. And even on a straight, if you're not fully clearly up the inside, you've really got to back out of these moves around here.
You have, and I was like me and my friends were talking last night and mentioned Henry Surtees. He was killed here in 2009.
Yeah.
In a British F2 race.
Yeah,
so,
it was.
And I think last year a Marshall was killed.
Last year, year before, on the start line, if I remember rightly, yeah.
Yeah, it's a dangerous track still.
The start line, Joe, is probably one of the widest parts of this circuit.
Yeah, everything else is a bit of a tight, twisty, as you said, roller coaster. I think the best place to get an overtake is possibly into turn 1, because you get a little bit of runoff before you go into that gravel, but it's obviously all a bit of a up, down, left, right. It's just a nuts track, especially for the GT3s, of how much power they've got and how quick they can be.
But the European GT, the GT World Challenge, they come here every year, obviously, where we get to see Alexander Rossi, that's an IndyCar driver. We get to see Valentino Rossi driving his big BMW M4. We've got a couple of big cars tonight. We've got a couple of cars tonight. We've got the Nissan and the Bentley out there. Is Ben Bath, Joe, what happened?
He lost it coming up the right-hander onto the last little sector. He's spun it, but he's got it going again. There
we go. So we say good evening to Audio Sport, our delightful sponsor, in the chat. And Unorthodox, yes, Lucas, go on, Dad, says Dan. And shut up, don't you start, he says. As Lucas Roth actually winning the pole for race winner tonight. So Lucas Roth absolutely dominating the poll at the moment. 29 people currently watching, 11 likes so far. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, please do so. If you haven't hit subscribe as well, please do so. We are very close to our target of 500 subscribers. And don't forget, hit that bell to be notified when we are live. As tomorrow night, 8 p.m, myself and Ben, and maybe bringing Joe back in as a special guest once again to commentate on the Pro-Am. And then PN and Dan Davis will be back live on Thursday night before myself and PN, and I believe Ivor on Sunday for a British Porsche. They're pretty much the Carreras. They're pretty much the Porsche Carrera Cup. We may as well call it the Porsche Carrera Cup for Sunday. British tracks, and as we said, starting at Brands Hatch, then moving to Snetterton, Alton Park, Silverstone, and then finishing off at SimPlay's home British circuit, if you will, Donington Park, where we always have a meet and greet every year. We're doing it again this year, Joe. A couple of months' time. Campsite got booked the other day, so we're buzzing for that. But also home to the SimPlay Straight, where me and Joe have had many a track walk down that.
Oh, yeah. And many a pictures together as well.
Many a TikTok made.
Oh, yeah.
And don't forget
Very,
photobombing the ITV broadcast.
Yes,
Oh, no.
yes. Photobombing the ITV broadcast. And there's a banner coming with us this year. We're going to be hopefully photobomb it with the SimPlay banner. So we get that on the telly. So we'll see that one. Good evening to Sutty Apex in the chat. Good evening, peeps. He says, Dan, Fiore, you scared for me in the Porsche Cup? And Keek saying that they are Carreras, are they not? So Keek saying they're Carreras. Let's go on board one of the most sexiest cars on the grid, the Bentley of Baraba, currently off the pace. And PN, is this what we're going to expect to see from the Bentley this week? A little off the pace compared to other cars.
This track don't suit front engine cars, does it? They really don't. Like, the Aston's still cooking its tyres. Well, mine is. Emo guy's bit down as well.
Yeah.
Like, everything's like mid-engined. All of them are wrong word. Rear-engined.
Yeah. As
With the Porsche.
Thank you very much to Andy Stonehouse, who has just subscribed to the channel. That puts us up to 463, so we are 37 away. Guys, girls, hit that subscribe button because we are so close to our target. But, Joe, obviously, you're in a nice little Lexus around here. Myself and Dan know from a previous race on PC, a 4-hour endurance race, that I didn't go so well in the Bentley. He went very well in the McLaren. Does that mean your Lexus could go well here?
Well, I mean, the Lexus is a front-engine car, so it's a bit of a... I mean, I don't know. Because I've also noticed my teammate Shane's been really struggling with it as well. So he's it's a bit of a hit or miss, I think, with some of the front-engine cars. Like you said, the Bentley, it doesn't seem to be going very well, but the mid-engines and the rear engines are doing very well for themselves this evening.
Indeed, they are. Let's talk about, though, at the minute, guys, the gap between the top 8 in this category at the moment, separated by 9/10 of a second. That is impressive, is it not, PN, for round this track?
It is, and all of them lap times actually put them probably in pro. That's pro pace.
It more than likely is as well. Now, we know 3 drivers will be in a party. Jay and Ben Bath, the Flying Potatoes team, and one of their team members, Tech Leader, who has to run as an independent due to only 2 cars per team, is down in that top 10, as well as Lee Hendry just needs to find himself a little more pace at the moment to get himself on the back of it, currently 9.2 off. But it's a learning curve for everybody, and with Lee Hendry coming in late, Joe, he can treat this season as a bit more of a test season, see where he can find his feet, and just develop himself. Maybe going into season 3.
Yeah, it's all about that learning curve, obviously coming from different racing games. It took everyone a while to get used from coming to Project Cars 2 to the new ACC, and obviously you can just tell the difference. That ACC just feels so much more realistic than Project Cars 2.
Now, if you want to watch as well some good entertaining racing, I believe one of the tracks is Brands Hatch. You'll have to keep your eyes on the social media and keep your eyes on the SimPlay Motorsport Discord. 4th of August, myself and Joe will be teaming up on the PS5 version for an endurance race on a different league, but we are teaming up as SimPlay Racing and trying to put on the best show for the channel, as well as Dan on Orthodubs Friday night. Make sure you go and check out his Twitch on Orthodubs16 to make sure that you follow his progress in his final race over on another channel. But come and give Dan your support as we cheer him on, and I help him with his pit strategies and things and try and help him through the time. Right then.
Ooh!
Go on.
Emo guy's also lost it at, can't remember the corner already, but he lost it at the
Dingle
same
Bell.
one Ben Bath did.
Right.
I'll just put it into the wall.
So cars starting to struggle. PN, one thing we have to note from last night, from tonight to the next 2 nights we have, right? Oh, Hendy, sorry, there's no R in it. Sorry, Lee, apologies.
It's actually Henderson.
Well, there we go. It's his first ever online race tonight. Never done any sim racing before, but he races karts in real life, so I'm sure he's got the know-how. What we're not going to see tonight compared to the other 2 nights, PN, as I was about to say, was no qualifying, which means these drivers aren't going to be congested with traffic compared to what you will face tomorrow and what me and Joe will face on Thursday night. Just what is going to be the procedure for them 2 nights, as we say good evening to Fiori's granddad and Dean Wasaki, good evening to you both. What is going to happen on Pro-Am and Pro between, you know, in the qualifying session where drivers have got to sort of find that gap, find that space, compared to these tonight?
Well, there'll be a lot of people saying, "Oh, they blocked me," and it's a bit hard to tell, like, if someone's on a flying lap or not. Because you can't tell when you're on your own POV. Yeah, if someone's on a flyer or invalidated their lap.
Yeah. You've just got to kind of run your own session, haven't you, and get yourself into that mindset and go with that.
Do what I sometimes do: fill the car up for 15 minutes of fuel, and just do laps.
Yeah, that's what I did last week after the rain of free practice 2 at Zolder. Washed the track clean, and I just filled her up. Out she went, and I nearly took a pole position that I didn't actually expect to get. We're watching Ant as he pulls into the pit lane. Now, just to note there, Ant's pit entry was a little illegal. Cross the green AstroTurf. Joe, as we know, you get heavily penalised for a pit entry and a pit exit cut. He will not want to do that in the race.
Nah, it's a bit of a hefty penalty to do, as long as, well, if you do it on the exit and entry, then it's a bit of an even bigger one.
Yeah, ask him Palava. Ask him Palava, that one.
He'll know better than anybody out there, as we see John Andrews coming through clearways now and down towards the start line as he crosses it. 2.8 off the pace at the moment and doesn't improve there. Right, now, Dan in the chat saying that Fiori, you're smashing the comms, lad. Micro J's, good luck tonight. Enjoy it. The pace will come to Lee Hendy there. PM, is there a corner? Where's Surtees?
So that's the left-hander onto the Hawthorne.
I thought it was. I was having a phone call with somebody the other day. After he finished throwing animal mud and wrecking warehouses, I was having a chat with that guy, and he said,
falling asleep in comms.
"Yeah, falling asleep." And he said that, well, there's a corner called Surtees at Silverstone, and I went, "No, there's not," because he was at the British Grand Prix. He says, "But one of the stands is named Surtees." And I went, "The stand might be named it. Doesn't mean the corner is." And I couldn't think of which track it was. So thank you, PM.
It's on Brands.
It's on Brands, and it is the corner that takes you onto the GP section of the track. Right, 16 seconds left of free practice. Joe, at this stage of free practice of race 1, what are your preparations now? Do you finish the lap you're on, if it's valid? Or what are you thinking at this stage of the race?
So if this was me driving around in the Lexus, I would always look at my time. If I'm up on my time, I'll keep going to see how I can do. But if I'm down on my time, I'll pull over, return, and if anyone's else on the lap, I'll take that time to just sort of switch the setup, take it from a quali setup to a race, and then just have everything prepared for race 1.
Now, you say have everything prepared. What's your preparation yourself? You make sure your car's ready to go. We obviously have that 1-minute session for the commentators to make sure that they're back in their commentary booth with the return to garage feature, because this game's not the best at doing that. So what are you thinking while you're sat in that chair? Bar getting your car ready, are you doing anything as a driver to get yourself ready for the race?
I sit there, I get myself in the headspace that you can't win it on lap 1. You can never win a race on lap 1. So I've just got to do it. Try and make up the positions and try and keep as many places as I can without any incidents, and try and just keep it as clean as possible, and then just try and finish the car before I get into the race. and
All
not
right.
mess up my pressures like I did last week.
See, Joe, the professional sim driver. Me, I'm off to the toilet.
Yeah,
I'm off to the toilet. You know,
same here.
off to the toilet,
You could
open the
multitask
windows,
it.
get the conservatory doors wide open, make sure there's as much air coming through as possible. But as we get ready to go then, currently 39 people in the channel at the moment watching the stream. That's just gone up to 41. Guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, as we, for the 5th time this season and the first and only time tonight, are about to go racing. And let's see who is in the chat at the moment. Doing well, Joe, says Sooty Apex. Billy in the chat. Good luck to Tech Leader. Thank you, Billy. Dean was Socky, as well as Fury's Grandad saying hello to Sooty then. So we're about to get ourselves ready to get underway. Guys, tip for the race win.
I mean, it's hard to look past Ben Bath, to be honest. But then you've also got Jay, who's right behind him with less than 24,000 per second.
PN?
I will go for Jai in the other Ferrari.
Well, let's see what happens. As Benedict Varga, karting skills are rewarding. I only did karting as a hobby for like half a year, but cost issues. My reflex has developed a lot during that time, so good luck to Lee Hendy in the chat. Good luck all, be careful. First corner, says Louis Allen. Pre-race ritual always has to be a toilet break, says Aidan Bennett in the chat. Could not agree with Aidan more there. And Green Wolfinator, good evening to yourself. So we've got one vote for Jay. Who did you say, Pian, again?
I said Jay. Fury said Ben Bath.
Fury said Ben. You said Jay. I'm going to go the way. Oh, I don't know here. Just to be different, I'm going to go Sharkbait. Just to be different, I'm going to
So
go
we've got
Sharkbait.
2 Ferraris v 1 McLaren.
Indeed, we have.
But we all know the best car on the grid's that Jag, right?
It's 100%. We wish the Jaguar the best of luck. Smithy in the chat says KLF for the win. No Honda, says Louis Allen. No Honda tonight. That will be out on the track tomorrow night with yourself in the cockpit of it, should I say? Cockpit. That's a posh one. That's French. That's a French cockpit. That cockpit. Get the bucket and spade ready, boy, says Dad, for Paddock Hill Bend. My formation lap ritual is have a smoke on the way around. Hey, I'd say Sooties would be crack open a beer, but we all know that's a lie.
Yeah. Right, we need to make sure everyone grids up in the right place.
We do need to make sure everybody grids up on the right place. So let's once again remind you of the formation lap order. So hopefully the guys are listening, or hopefully they've checked the Discord. Hitman should be on pole position, as a few cars yet to get away. That is because they're probably allowing the others to get through. So Hitman, car number 13, should be on that provisional pole. As I don't know where he is. His camera isn't...
This camera's brilliant, isn't it?
it's following Hitman. There he is. Change of colour for Hitman this season. O is then in second place. And as you can already see, he's already lined up in that position. Sharkbait will line up P3, and as you can see, he is already there. It's going well at the moment. We've got 3. I can't find Sharkbait on the list. There he is. Right, Ben Bath, P4. We can see he's P4. We know he's P4. Kelly, P5. Brilliant. Emo Guy should be in 6th place. He's currently not. So it's Emo Guy who has to get a move on behind Kelly and in front of Baraba.
Yeah,
Kelly should be in
needs to back
P6.
these up a little bit as well now, because they're getting a bit spread out again.
Yeah, they are getting a little spread out. So Emo Guy just starting to creep his way forward a little bit here. Needs to get himself ahead of the green and blue Bentley. And is now slowed down once again. So not sure what Emo Guy is doing here. We have the notepad and the pen ready to go. So Emo Guy should be now, I think he's got the memo, because as he flies forward, he needs to be ahead of the green and blue Bentley. But this is the problem with the formation lap. Look, if the leader isn't backing him up,
Yeah, Hitman needs to back him
Emo
up.
Guy can't get through. He's got past John Andrews. He now needs to get behind that Bentley.
We had this in one of the Pro-Am races last week, but no one it was a massive gap, and
Right, so Emo currently side by side with Baraba. He's now through. So then it should be Baraba. as we've pressed drive. So I can't check now. I am stuck on
No, I
Emo
can't
Guy
either.
until the start. So what we,
I've hit drive and I'm in heat, man.
so we can't check. So it's Baraba. Then it should be John Andrews. We can see that it is. Yes. Then
Yeah.
it should be Ant. Yes. Then it should
Yes.
be Tech Leader. Yes.
Yes. Ben
Then it
Danlick.
should be Danlick, which it is. After Danlick, it should be Gingerbush, but Gingerbush is just Span.
We're sorry, if you spin, you've got to start at the back.
Well,
You can't-
yeah. So Gingerbush is Span. After Gingerbush, it should then be Future Revenge, which is the other Bentley, which it is. After him, it should be Jay Power, which it is, and then it's Lee Hendy, Keegs, and then Shoemaker at the back of the pack. So I've pressed drive. That was the wrong thing to do. So we've got to wait till we go green and go to see what happens.
Right,
The
they should be double
drivers-
file now. But
Yeah, the drivers should be going to double file. They're not, bar a few at the back of the pack. The front lot have not gone double file at all. And we, though, for the 5th time this season...
O's in completely the wrong position. He's alongside the wrong person.
Yeah. Well,
Right, no,
Yeah.
this is all being noted down, and
I mean, he's in the correct position. He's still lining up second place, I suppose. He might not be able to get alongside that of Hitman as we are going to go. Green and go here then. We are green and go. We can get back into the pit lane and we can watch as Sharkbait currently in 3rd place with Ben Bath looking up the inside. Hitman a little wide as Ogre's up the inside at turn 1 down towards Paddock Hill Bend. Kelly's got a few cars in front. That is Hitman into the gravel. He's off at Druids deep as Emo Guy and Kelly go side by side. Kelly pushes Emo Guy a little wide there. Does Emo still have a nose up the inside for Graham Hill? Yes, he does. And that Nissan coming back at KLF at the moment. Back into P4. Down the order. Baraba's got himself away well as well. So it is O who leads from Benbath, Sharkbait, Emo Guy, KLF, Baraba, Ant, Ginger Bush, Jay, Danlick, John Andrews is not in 11th. He's dropped down even, if I know that is John Andrews, sorry. As Lucas Roth, by the way, he's gone from 13th all the way up, sorry, from 17th all the way up to P10 at the moment. He's just ahead of John Andrews and just behind Danlick then. So where is Hitman? He's tumbled down the standings. He's
wait,
not
Ben
far
Bashar.
from the back. What has happened to Ben Bath? He's in the wall. What happened, Joe?
I don't know, I just was on Lucas Roth and I just seen the McLaren facing the wrong way.
Oh, Emo Guy very squirrely through Sheen Curve, and he rejoins now, and that's going to be Kelly round the outside at Sterling's, who gets past Emo Guy then. Just a little further behind as well, Ginger Bush and Jay having an almighty scrap. Championship rivals here, as just up front it's Ant trying to go around clearways on Baraba, and that Bentley just doesn't have enough to answer back. It's got that inside line though as they come towards Paddock. Pit lane is open, meaning that drivers are allowed to pit. But as they cross the line, it is O from Sharkbait. KLF defends the inside of Paddock Hill Bend and downhill back up towards Druids. Kelly versus Emo Guy. These two wily old foxes here at SimPlay Motorsport. They know exactly what they're doing. And Joe, you actually teamed with Emo Guy in the Nissan Season 1 when we started way back when of Project Cars.
Yeah, the GTR was, let's just say on controller, it was a lot of fun, especially around Fuji doing that 360 and PT.
It was originally its only podium until Emo Guy chose it in the Amateur League. Gingerbush goes up the inside of Baraba. Baraba's going to look to tuck back underneath. Does he get her on? Gingerbush is a little wide. Look who's on the back of this pack. He's got past Danlick as well. It's the Jaguar of Lucas Roth in the pink and brown, moving himself into P9 at the start of this race. And he's on the back of a couple of cars up front. He is flying at the moment. Danlick's 10th, John Andrews 11th, Tech Leader. Shoemaker's 13th, Lee Hendy up into 14th with Hitman Future Revenge. Right on the back of Future Revenge, has to get off the brakes as he nearly ploughs into the back of Hitman there. Hitman's going to look for a move on Lee Hendy. Ben Bath's going to look for a move up the inside of Future Revenge. Ben Bath gets the move done. Where is Hitman as the cameraman pans around now as they come up towards Sheen? Hitman has to tuck back in behind, and what an opening start to this race, PM.
Hendy Lee's off. He's hit the wall. That's an unsafe rejoin on there, but saw one. Tut, tut, tut.
As Emo Guy to the outside. Paddock Kilben, he's going to try and go around the outside, but as we said last week, Kelly's one of the hardest defenders. Gets it stopped. They both run a little deep. And look at Ant. He's trying to have a run up on the inside of the Nissan. In towards Druids they go. Ant, thank your mama for the carrots. Not quite yet because she's not delivered them. Now gets the move done. And that Nissan tumbles down another place. Still has a nose up the inside for Graham Hill. Ant, though, good on the brakes in that Ferrari. A little wide on the exit of Graham Hill bend. Back comes the Nissan at the Ferrari. And Ant trying to hold strong once again around the outside. Great driving from these two. And they've got a gaggle of cars behind. Bit of a touch from Ant on the back of the Nissan. Kelly's off. He's had his own moment. Lucas Roth's up another place. Emo's through. Ginger Bush now looking to get past Ant as they come down towards Westfield. What an absolute mega battle that was.
Meanwhile, running away with it is and Sharkbait. They're 6 seconds up the road.
Gone. Absolutely gone. There is a gaggle of cars towards the back at the moment. Ben Bass still down in last as he had another moment. In fact, he's not actually. He's got ahead of Lee Hendy. When he goes through the timing screens, he may have actually, but I'm not sure what has happened to Ben Bath there.
Has the game glitched like it did with Nozzle?
With Noza, yeah, the other week. So if that is the case, we'll have to classify Ben. Ben will hopefully get that one too, as if that has happened. So it is 7/10 clear of Sharkbait. Emo guy back on the podium, but he's got Ginger Bush hunting him down. And he's really coming at him.
He's behind Tech Leader on the road.
Yeah, I thought he only had a spin, so not sure what's happened there. Here comes Ginger Bush, up the inside of Druids, just taps the Nissan, gets a little sideways, round goes Ant, through goes Baraba. Lucas Roth fancies a piece of the action, and the Jaguar in the top 6 as Jay now hunts down the back of this. Fury, what a start to this race.
Man, it's unbelievable. I mean, I'm surprised at how much action there is already. There's always,
Welcome to Am. Welcome to Am.
Am's probably been some of the best racing all season. Better than F1, says Overtaker in the chat. You can say that again, as we now have a battle for the lead. It is O and Sharkbait through DL up towards Sheen Curve. And this, absolutely fantastic from the two Ferraris out front. They've got a 7.3 second gap to Emo Guy at the moment. Ant, then Baraba on the back of the Nissan. Lucas Roth up to 6th ahead of Ginger Bush. Championship leader Jay. He's wide, coming up through Sheen. Kelly gets back past. That's put Jay down another position, down to 9th. Then it's Danlick in 10th. Shoemaker's up to 11th. Tech leader 12th. John Andrews 13th. He's got Ben Bath on the back of him. We believe Ben Bath is on the lead lap. He hasn't gone a lap down. He made the start of the race. He did make the start, yes?
He did make the start, yeah. I can't remember him starting from pit lane.
No, so not sure what has happened here. So Ben Bath currently, we are going to say, is P14, ahead of Future Revenge, then Hitman, then Lee Hendy, obviously on his debut. As O, still defending for this race lead, but this midfield battle for this top 6 is absolutely fantastic at the moment.
As Ben's gone up the inside of John Andrews into Druids. And that was an easy pass.
Good move then from Ben further back. That will be for P13 as we're on board currently with Lucas Roth in the Jaguar. He's got Ant and Ginger Bush on the back of him. Kelly has got Danlick and has got Jay on the back. I think Kelly's hit something when he maybe made his mistakes. He looks like he's got a bit of front end damage. Defends then in towards Westfield. Jay's going to go around the outside. Breaks a little later than KLF. Great move that from Jay. Kelly goes a little deep. This could give Danlick the opportunity. A tap from the two McLarens. And Kelly somehow keeps hold of this. And it is McLaren now, 9, 10 and 11 as they come through the first part of the lap. Ginger Bush, he's had a moment, he's in the wall.
He was saying like yesterday that when we were practicing, the Porsche just does not like this track.
The Porsche does not like this track. Sunday could be fun.
Yeah, and then ones have no traction control.
Sunday could be fun. Jay has dropped behind Shoemaker, Kelly and Danlick there. Then he's got Tech Leader, and that looks to me like Ben Bath on the back of them. But out front, O is actually starting to pull away here a little bit, PN. They're keeping that gap to 7 seconds to Emo Guy, who's got Baraba on the back of him. Keegs, by the way, in the Jag, P5.
P5. Come on, Keegs. We
Joe,
love to see the Jag.
Joe, that's an absolutely incredible start from the Jaguar.
I think Joe's not there.
Yeah, I don't think we have Joe there at the moment as Keegan trying to defend from Ant at the moment. Let's drop back to Kelly. He's got a bit of time now back to... In fact, no, he hasn't. I think Kelly's been
he's
off.
gone
Yeah,
off.
Kelly's
He's
dropped
been off,
way
okay.
down the order. So Shoemaker's now up to 8th with Ginger Bush. Then it's Ben Bath who's now running in that position. Then it is Danlick, John Andrews, Tech Leader, then KLF, Future Revenge, Hitman, Lee, Hendy bringing up the rear. Gap out front, by the way. 1 second now. And look at Baraba putting pressure on Emo Guy here for a podium for the Bentley.
Yes, I'm just trying to figure out what's actually wrong with Kelly's car. Because he just went straight on at 30s a bit, tried to do the Indy circuit. Right, I'll probably disqualify you the game, Will, if you try that.
It looks like he's got a lot of rear damage.
Oh,
on
there
that
we go.
McLaren and the front.
As here comes the Bentley then, down over the start straight. Bentley versus Nissan. It's the United Kingdom versus Japan.
Well,
Good job it's not a Honda, because I don't know which one to cheer for. It's easy in this fight. It's the Bentley, as it's all over the back of the Nissan at the moment. Emo Guy, who was running Iron Brew colours, changed them after he said he was running Iron Brew colours, is now coming down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend. Battle down for Ginger Bush in the pack as well. He's got Ben Bath on the back of him and Shoemaker. But Joe, already a few cars making their own little mistakes. But what entertainment. We're only 6 laps in.
Yeah, it's actually quite entertaining to commentate on. I didn't realise this would be that much fun. I've never done it before. It's quite nervous. Oh, Lucas Roth's wide and right up.
As Smithy in the chat, when we just asked Fury that question a moment ago, Fury's done a bozzy boy. Fell asleep.
Sorry, they actually brought my milkshake out.
There we go then. Baraba still on the back of Emo Guy. Jay looking on the back. Ant looking on the back of Lucas Roth. Jay's coming though. Lucas Roth, he's done 112 appearances. This will be race start number 113 for Keegs. So he's going to want to make sure he makes it a good one. As Ant runs a little wide, does Ant there? And that'll put the pressure off of Keegs. Back to this Baraba fight. Gaining on the back. John Andrews trying to get on the back. In fact, who's that who's just kicked up a bit of dirt ahead of John Andrews here? Car 23. That is Ben Bath, who's apparently 2 laps down. Well, we know he's not.
that's got to be a glitch. Hopefully he's recording his footage, so we can just double check.
Hopefully so. Don't see why he's gone 2 laps. Thanks. I didn't see anybody in the pits at the start.
No, I didn't. I didn't see anyone.
Yeah.
Whoa, Danlick's lagging.
Keegs, little wide at Druid's hairpin. Down towards Graham Hill they come now. Lucas Roth having to defend a little bit from Ant here. Jay's gaining on the back of him. Keegs will be wanting Jay to take some pressure off of himself as Ant then just giving Lucas Roth a little flash, and Lucas Roth a little wide coming into Sterling's. Ant gives him a bit of a barge out the way, and the Jaguar forced onto the grass, loses 2 places there, and Keegs from 5th down to 7th. He's now got a quick Shoemaker gaining on him. As let's jump to Ben Bath at the moment, gaining on the back of Ginger Bush. Race winner last time out was Ben Bath, looking each way till Sunday. Actually works for Motorsport Vision and is based mainly at Brands Hatch, so he has no excuses of not knowing this track tonight.
Yeah, it's a bit like I have no excuse to know Snetterton. When I'm a season pass holder there.
Yeah, to be fair, I've got no excuse for Donington. I can't say I don't know the track, because that would be a lie. Through, then up through Stirling's they come. Sorry, Sheen, they come in towards Stirling's now. And this absolutely crucial for these drivers that they get these corners absolutely right. As we drop to John Andrews, he's trying to gain on Tech Leader. Shoemaker trying to gain on Lucas Roth. In fact, he's not trying to gain on Lucas Roth. He's ahead of Lucas Roth. Is that what we were doing at, Joe?
Yeah, he's done a little he send it as Lucas Roth trying to go around the inside. Ooh.
He's got the move done at Paddock. He's got it done very well at Paddock Kell up towards Druids as late as he dares on the brakes. Parker on the apex. And has used all of his touring car knowledge there as Lucas Roth to get that one stopped. And great move as Sharkbait is now putting O under some pressure out front. The gap down to off second. It's not anymore though as they come towards the second timing screen. O is really under pressure from Sharkbait at this moment in time. Fantastic from these 2 Ferraris. They have left Emo Guy in their dust. They've left him back at Knock Hill. That's how far Emo Guy is behind. 9.2 seconds the gap. And Sharkbait at PN really putting the Ferrari of O under some pressure.
He is. I think it's a battle of the generations of Ferraris as well, isn't it? Like one's the Evo.
I believe so. I think, yeah, one's the Evo, one's the normal one. I think O is in the normal one. A shot made up the inside. At clock curve, contact made. Contact made. More on Sharkbait, I'd say there.
Yeah, he went for a gap, but was always got to close.
Baraba.
To be honest.
Baraba still within a second of Emo Guy. Lucas Roth and Shoemaker side by side towards Clark Curve and Clearways. Shoemaker gets a better run as Keeks possibly has to get off the throttle. And can he get it dropped back down to the bottom part of the circuit? You know he can. Fantastic to see at the minute.
Well, Jack is just
Beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's things. It's nice to actually see it on the grid.
As Shoemaker, Ginger Bush, and Ben Baff as Keeks has gone very deep at Druids, and that's going to allow Ginger Bush through as well.
Oh.
Bit of a tap on the rear from Keeks to Ginger Bush there. Now Ben Baff will be interested in this one for this top 10. Ben Baff currently sat in 10th place, we do believe, overall at the moment. But what a fight so far. Sharkbait still not on the back of O at the moment. And that Bentley and Nissan, we said that they may struggle in today's race. Well, they're currently 3rd and 4th, doing very well.
I'd like to see if their tyres are on fire, though. Still, especially for front left.
I'd like to see that Jaguar's tyres at the moment.
Keeks, I'm
Yeah.
screaming.
As through Westfields they come, all 9 of Stern, all nice and order. McLaren, Porsche, Jaguar, McLaren. And just another car on the grid to take more points from McLaren in that Manufacturers' Championship, as Keeks actually got a poor run through Dingledale. And that has put Ben Baff up into 9th place. We believe Keeks is down in 10th at the moment, with Ben Baff's time being glitched so far. Future Revenge gaining on the back of Danlick. This for 12. Future Revenge has got one of the cleaner looking cars on the grid. You can tell he's not hit anything at the moment.
No, that's very, very true. I don't think Lee Hendy's hit anything either. His tyre looks, well, he's gone wide. He might have hit something.
As we're watching the Bentley of Future Revenge and Danlick down the final corner. Joe Pitt.
Bit of a tank slapper there by McClellan. As he's got the lead cars behind him, he's not a yield to let them pass.
He has. Future Revenge looking up the inside. Paddock Hill Ben thinks better of that one. Let's drop back to Lee Hendry, and he lets the 2 leaders go. So they are flying at the moment to the leaders. They are really charging so far. Let's go to the leaders, actually. Sharkbait on the back of O once again. And you have to say, Joe, pit window opens in about a minute and a half. We could see a few early pit stops in this race.
Indeed. I think he's feeding his face again.
Yeah, I think he's feeding his face and drinking his milkshake.
As Tony just said in the YouTube chat.
Oh no, sorry, I'm here. I'm just literally watching. I'm so stuck into the race and I'm...
Joe's well involved and invested here. It's the leaders, though, of O and Sharkbait who are going to come around to start lap 11. And a short track is brand, so we could get plenty of laps in here. We've still got 28 minutes of racing to go. You'll know how many laps Pro and Pro-Am will be doing, roughly, because when they get to the 15 minutes left of their race, that is what we'll be doing then, as Lee Hendy into the pits before the pit window opens.
Yep, don't think he's got that yet.
It looks like he's got damage on that Bentley.
I think he might have returned to pit lane. No, yeah. Am I going to have to come to your house, Lee, and show you how to drive this game?
As I believe we have just had another subscriber come through on my phone as an email, but it hasn't yet popped up on the Streamlabs to say that we're on 464. So I believe we're possibly on 464 now. So again, guys, girls, thank you very much. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, like the stream as well. Hopefully you enjoy what we put on for you here at SimPlay Motorsport, and don't forget to hit the bell to be notified live again tomorrow night. We are indeed on 464, as that now updates on their 464. So thank you to Philip,
Ginger Bush are
Jacqueline,
Ginger
Duffield.
Bush and Ben Baff are side by side.
Look at he natural, this guy, Pian, isn't he? Natural.
Absolute natural.
Natural.
Yeah.
What a guy.
I just lose Thursdays now. See ya.
Right, where are we?
Contact.
They
Where's
did.
Shoemaker gone?
Shoemaker's gone straight on at Sterling's rejoins now, loses 2 places. And I think Lucas Ross tyres may be starting to go. Right, pit window open. Oh, and Sharkbait are through. Emo Guy Baraba a pass. Jay's not pitting. Neither's Ant. Shoemaker, he thought about it, doesn't dive in. Ginger Bush doesn't pit. Lucas Roth straight in. Look like he didn't even cut pit exit. Slow it down, slow it down! Oh, he's hit the wall! He's
There we
done
go.
what Gary 131 did last year. Has clipped the wall.
He won't live that one down.
He will not. That's going straight in the highlights.
Oh, yeah.
That one is. Either way, Lucas Roth does pit. Kelly boxes.
Kelly in.
Danlick stays out. No, comes in.
No.
Oh, that was just on the line, I think. There, I think that's fine with that one.
I didn't see it because I was watching Kelly.
Yeah, no, I think that one was fine. I just saw him coming behind. He was on the line at least. He didn't look like he was on the green stuff, so I'm happy to let that one go. I think I was just on the limit there. The leaders, though, are coming through. They're the next guys to come around the track. So it's Lucas Roth, Kelly, Danlick, Hitman are in the pits. Ben Bath running in that top 10 now, as we are absolutely flying in this race. 26 minutes left so far. What a race it has been up front, as O and Sharkbait here are going at it again into clearways, are absolutely putting on a masterclass. Sharkbait, not the greatest of exit from Clark Curve into clearways then, put under a bit of pressure. Emo Guy pits, he pits fine. Baraba stays out. The next car will be that of Jay. And Ben Bath's in this little battle as well. So Jay in.
Pits.
Ant doesn't. Ben Bath stays out. So does Ginger Bush, as does Shoemaker. What about Tech Leader? He's got Lee Hendy on the back of him. In fact, John Andrews is ahead of Tech Leader now. John Andrews stays out. Tech Leader, is he going to come in? He's got a lot of damage on the front of that car. No, stays out. Lee Hendy comes into the pits, I do believe. He didn't see his pit entry, but I'm sure it was fine.
Well, I did just message him because I saw him do something in practice that you shouldn't really do. And I just messaged, do not cut that.
Lucas Roth, just to note, has pitted. Kelly has done his pit stop. Future Revenge stays out. He's actually going to put a lap on Danlick and Hitman. So he's actually put a lap on them as Hitman comes out the pits. But it's O and Sharkbait out front. Emo Guy in the pits. He was battling Baraba. Still not yet away. And Baraba, just to note, is coming. I thought he'd lost a place to Lucas Roth there, but obviously Keegs has pitted. So Keegs, the first car who pitted, was behind Shoemaker before the pit stops. Let's see where this will bring him out, even though he had damage in a bit of a longer stop. Emo Guy on his way out. And Baraba's at Sterling's end. So 4 Emo Guy here. Oh, Jay's got a stop-go penalty. Championship leader. Stop-go penalty. Fury, that's disastrous.
And Lee's not changed his tyres. So, yeah.
Oh, that's painful.
That is
That
painful.
is painful.
Right. Here comes Ant. Is he going to pit? No. What about Jay? Ben Bath stays out. Ginger Bush as well stays out. Just Shoemaker now. He's got John Andrews. In fact, Shoemaker had another mistake here because I think John Andrews just passed him. He's ahead on track. So John stays out. Shoemaker stays out. Tech Leader stays out. Future Revenge, the next car to pit. Did Emo stay ahead of Baraba? Baraba hasn't pitted yet. Apologies, yes. So we just wait to see if Future Revenge comes into the pits at the moment. As round he comes.
Keeping that tight line. Oh,
Yeah, he's
no.
going to stay out though. 42 people currently watching, 22 likes on the stream. Guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button if you like what you see here. Just lads, let's just speak about O at the moment. 14 laps he's been in the lead of this race and has defended fantastically from Sharkbait at the moment.
He's
He's
dealing with
improved.
that pressure very well. Sorry, Pian.
He's improved a lot since Catalunya, hasn't he?
2 weeks ago, he got a lot of penalties. Had to start from the back of the pack because of penalty points. And has come a long way since then as Sharkbait. So he's doing absolute bits at the moment. He's getting better every week. Not Sharkbait. As Jay comes in for his stop go. Sharkbait looking for that undercut. Does Baraba now pit? Baraba, did he get ahead of... He did get ahead, I think, of Emo Guy after the pit stops. Not sure, but he stays out. What about Ant and Ben Bath? Ant stays out.
Stays out.
Ben Bath sounds
Bath
like he's
stays
staying out as well. Ginger Bush next.
As he comes down.
Ginger Bush has got.
He's
a lot
got more.
of
Yeah,
damage on
he's
that
got a
ball.
lot of front end. The bonnet's lifted on that. He's coming in.
He's coming in.
Oh, that was
But
a swat.
if his car's damaged, he can't turn it. He might not be able to turn that. That's looking like that's a real.
His
big,
front left wheel is
Yeah.
very inwards.
Shoemaker, John Andrews in as well. Shoemaker as well is in the pits. So 4 cars in the pits. Jay's in for his stop-go penalty. Good evening to Jurassic Jam. Going very well, thank you. Hope you're well yourself, my friend. As Jay in for his stop-go penalty, which is now cleared. And out he comes off his limiter. And Future Revenge stays out on track. Ben Bath still to pit. Lee Hendy has to pit for a
Sharkbait's
change of
out.
tyres. Sharkbait's away. Where is O on track? O is coming up towards the fight. He's in the final sector. He's coming up towards the penultimate corner. So a good stop that from Sharkbait. Just does that put the pressure back on O with the undercut here. Let's see if O is going to pit. We'll keep our eyes on the battle. Sharkbait then out, down in 6th place at the moment. Isn't too far away behind Future Revenge. So may have traffic.
O stays out. Lee's back in the pits.
Yeah, Lee back in. What about Baraba? Is he going to pit? He's put a lap on Lucas Roth. He does not pit. 4 minutes left of this pit window, so they can run for quite a while. So Lee in, John in, Gingerbush in, Shoemaker in. Ant stays out. Benbath stays out. Does he? No, he's in. Benbath in. What about Tech Leader? This is PS4 Jurassic Jam at the moment. Come on the Jag, says Sunny Apex. As we await for Tech Leader to come around into that final sector now, we're just going to drop back to Hitman. He's got Danlick hassling the back of him. You guys keep an eye and let me know on who is doing what. Keep an eye on pit entries, as this at the moment is a battle. Hitman and Danlick for 15th and 16th place at the moment on the track. And doing absolute bits. Hitman, he started on pole. It can be PS5 Jurassic Jam, but it is the PS4 version of the game that we are running.
Future Revenge coming in.
Due to still so many PS4 runners.
Well,
that
any
don't yet have a
PS4. Any PS4. Slim, original.
Any PS4 and PS5 if you have the PS4 version. As long as you have a PS4 version of this game, you're good to sign up. There's a lot of drivers coming out of the pits now. Benbath back down to 16th place, apparently. Ginger Bush, long stop. Right, Baraba still yet to pit. We're currently back with O, though, who's got 2 minutes 50. What's he got?
You cut the line again.
Who's car 13 is Hitman. There's a yellow flag. Hitman off as O enters the pit lane.
Oh! O hit the wall.
Oh, O's hit the wall. That's just absolute disaster for him as Hitman stays out of the way of Benbath and Emo Guy. Lee sort of stays in the middle of the circuit as he gets lapped by Benbath. This with Benbath's ahead of Emo Guy. Not sure if that's a lap or not. I believe Benbath should be on the same lap as Future Revenge at the moment, if I'm correct.
Yeah. I don't know if it's... Well, if this is a glitch, it's never going to get fixed on the PS4 version, is it?
No, it isn't. Future Revenge on his way out as O's not changed his tyres. And has cut pit exit. O has cut pit exit and not changed his tyres.
You can so put that ticket in later, Matt.
Well, you have to feel things. We've just said about how well he's defended.
Yeah,
as Ant is in the pit, and he's now through a race win away.
Yeah, he has. Jurassic Jam, the reason why it looks better is Matt streaming from the PS5.
Yes, I'm streaming from the PS5. But yeah, head to our Discord, link in the description. If it doesn't work, I'm sure that Mike Matthews can put the link in there.
I'm sure Mike's watching, to be honest.
He's in the chat. He's in the chat. As Baraba ran a little wide on the penultimate corner of Sterling's there. He's got Lucas Roth just behind him. Lucas Roth back up to 6th place here. So it's going to be interesting to see Baraba now in. Where is Emo Guy? He's at Druids. Right, short pit lane, Baraba. You need to nail this one. Jay on the back of KLF. Ginger Bush on the back of Danlick. Battle starting to reform late in this race here. And this has been fantastic to watch. Joe, your first time in the comms box, how you found it?
Very interesting. It's a different perspective commentating than it is obviously being out on the track because
Kelly! Apologies, Joe. Kelly's had a mistake through Sterling's. He's in the middle of the road. Got to be careful. There comes Sharkbait, who will take the net lead of this race. And Kelly, big off for him there. Apologies, Joe.
It's all right. As you can see, well, I can see. I don't know if you're looking at it as well. Emo Guy's slowly creeping up onto the back of Ant. I repeat, but I believe before the pit stops, Emo was in front of Ant.
Emo was in front of Ant before the pit stops. He was also ahead of Baraba. And Baraba's now away in the pit lane as Ant and Emo Guy are coming into clearways. This could be very tight. I think Emo's no longer on the podium, although yet to pit again, and we'll be getting that time penalty obviously for the cut pit exit. But Baraba, as Benbath goes through...
I think Benbath's leading this race.
No, I think Sharkbait's leading this race. No, I think Benbath's around Lucas Roth.
That's hard to say because with the time and scoring glitch just happened to him.
Where is he? It says he's 5th. It says he's a lap down. Do you know what? Actually, I think you're right. I think Ben Bath is.
It's second.
I think he's
I think
second.
he's-
Yeah, I think he's second on the track. I think you're right there. I think Ben Bath is second on track.
Well,
Here.
O's first. And then
He was
Sharp-
only one. He was only one lap down, wasn't he? So yeah, I think you're right. I think Ben Bath's second place at the moment. So what a strategy! Then it's Baraba, then it's Ant, then it's Emo Guy. So Lucas Roth at the moment, P7, not bad. As DJ Phil, is O going to make back to the pits? The answer
No.
to that is no. So that is not O. I tell you what, though, that's even disastrous for O now, because that's a 130-second penalty for not
30.
completing his mandatory stop, plus 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh dear, you might say.
Oops.
Emo Guy on the back of Ant, then we drop back down to Danlick, just as I was going to see him in Ginger Bush. Danlick is around.
I was watching Danlick
He's got to
earlier.
be careful.
Oh, Ant and Baraba. Baraba's very wide onto the gravel now with Emo Guy. Ant is Danlick's bailed onto the gravel trap. And Ant, that is a fantastic move from the Ferrari to put himself now into what is P3 at the moment. Absolutely fantastic at the moment so far.
Cool. You can. I think everyone needs brown on their cars.
Ah.
But... no. Yeah. Because I
Oh,
think it's.
KLF and Ginger Bush.
And Kelly's off. Where's that? That's coming down Hawthorne Hill. And Kelly gets back
Bush just
going.
gave Kelly a bit of a tap on the rear and just put him into the wall.
So here comes Ben Bath to lap KLF, we do believe, and he's going to get past Ginger Bush. Ginger Bush is slow here, guys, so I think he's given the place back to KLF, but they both have to watch out now because the leaders are coming through. There they all are streaming through Westfields there. As we drop back down to Jay, who's right on the back of Future Revenge.
I really do think Ben Bath is second in this race.
Yeah, no, I agree. He was only one lap down to the leader of O. And that was when we thought there was a glitch. Is Jay up the inside, Future Revenge at Druids. Oh, Future Revenge! That's gone horribly wrong for the Bentley. Off at Druids. We've seen many a car go off there in the touring cars and in British GT, but that's normally when there's some oil or on the track or it started to rain. Not outbraking yourself. I think you're right, though, Pian. I think Ben Bath is currently P2.
Yeah, I do. I think the game's glitched a bit there.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
like it did to Noza at Spa as Ginger Bush looks to the outside of KLF at Druids. These two have to be careful. They're being shown the blue flags of Ant, who's trying to hunt down after Ben Bath. Excuse me, who is on here, by the way, like Emo Guy.
and-
Race win. Sorry, go on.
Ants off on the downhill. Emo and Baraba go through.
Where's Tech Leader? Nowhere near at the moment. Lucas Roth trying to hunt down Tech Leader at the moment. Just to say, by the way, Ben Bath and Emo Guy, race win on debut, second place the week after. But Shark Bay at Sterling's, Ben Bath at the moment. Well, he's only at Westfield, so he's quite the way behind with just under 14 minutes left to go. Closest battle on the circuit is this one of Ginger Bush and KLF then, who now don't really have the pressure of the leaders behind them anymore. Baraba's starting to put Emo Guy back under pressure after the round of pit stops. Fantastic racing so far. Ginger Bush looking to the outside of KLF and takes a lot of curb there. One thing to note this week, PN, not a lot of places to take track limits.
Oh, KLF
No,
wide.
because-
Ginger Bush goes through.
If you do track limits, you're going to the Shadow Realm. Simple as that.
Yeah, indeed you are. As Kelly lets Baraba go, and he's going to let Ant go as well as Emo Guy. So Baraba now on the back of Emo. This is for position. We are only now 36 subscribers left till we get to that 500 mark. So guys, girls, hit that thumbs up button if you like what you see here. Hit the bell to be notified, and don't forget, hit that magical blue or red, subscribe button, because it really does help us out here at SimPlay Motorsport.
Hit the bell as well for notifications. O's left the session.
Someone's just
Right,
retired.
so O has left. He can get back in.
If he can get back in, but
He
he's
can
left
get
the session.
Yeah, he can get back into the session, but at the minute that will be a retirement, and will be starting from the back of the grid next week. So not only that, no points, and a retirement to his name. 3 retirements this season. It is a minus 25 point deduction on your championship points. That has been the case for many a season at SimPlay. As Emo Guy's wide on the exit of Westfields, and now in towards I can't remember the corner after, down towards Dingle Dell. Baraba has a look but can't get it done. Ant right there as well. So it's Sharkbait, Emo Guy. Sharkbait, Benbath, Emo Guy. Baraba, Ant. Tech leader Lucas Roth, John Andrews back up in 7th place. Solid run once again. But this battle between Emo, Baraba and Ant, as Ant's right on the back of Baraba. He's going to look to the outside of the final corner into Clark Curve. Not going to get it done. That Bentley just a little too strong coming through there. And PN, what a fantastic race. We've still got 11.5 minutes left.
You don't want to end sometimes, do you? Look, I'm like that with a 24-hour race. It's like, oh, can it just keep going, please? This is great.
I don't want it to end, but at the same time, I'm kind of thinking, God, we've got tomorrow, Thursday and Sunday to go. It could be as good all 3 nights.
Oh, I'm dreading Pro-Am tomorrow night. I really am. I might tactically race one to start on the pits.
Based from this, I'm looking forward to Sunday.
Oh, yeah, we've got 20 cars with no traction control.
That's going to be fantastic at the moment. And we do have we do have 19 cars, I do believe, just waiting for Smokey Devil to confirm his availability. But Ant is tentative. Ant, obviously, in P4 in his Ferrari tonight. We'll have a bigger bit of drama tomorrow. As for tomorrow, Mordecai and AK Fix aren't able to race unless commitments change elsewhere. Personal lives for them. They might be able to race. It's 13 confirmed, 4 are tentative. Smithy, Max, PN and Kieran Argent. Hopefully then that'll make a 17-car grid like we've seen here tonight, which will mean a fantastic grid once again for the Pro-Am boys with myself and Ben, and possibly Joe might fancy himself back in the comms box again tomorrow night. Joe, 10.5 minutes left. Pretty much the same question I've just asked PN. It's been a cracking race. We don't want it to end, but we've got 3 more nights of fantastic Brands Hatch action.
I can't wait. I just can't wait to get my hands on that little Porsche with no traction control. Love myself a loose car.
And if you enjoy the Porsche Cup thumbnails, make sure you thank Fury and Lucas Roth, aka Keegs, for the modelling of their cars. Pretty impressed. You know, the others are all right, Brands and Silverstone and Snett and Alton, but the Donny thumbnail, when you see that, that is my favourite. I think it's a lovely picture just coming out of the old hairpin back up to Worlds where Billy Munger had his crash, coincidentally, a few years ago. Sadly lost both of his legs. Was there that day. Very, very horrific.
He's a very lucky boy.
Very lucky boy.
It could have been worse.
Very wide at Surtees was Ant there. So no good for him.
Back of Emo.
Sharkbait was wide at Sterling's as well.
He was, as Lucas Roth on the back of John Andrews here for P6 and 7. Sorry, P7 and 8, because Benbath is that P2nd place at the moment. So in terms of Benbath, where is he? Sharkbait's just crossed the line, start lap 24. And Benbath is coming down towards Clark Curve. So they're getting closer. He's getting closer, he's Ben.
He is.
Benbath. Oh, there he is.
We'll have to get him in for interview, see if he was actually second, because we can't remember him driving the lap down.
Benbath, Baraba, very wide through clearways. And that's put him on the gravel and wide as an Orthodox. Can't wait to make a return at SimPlay. We can't wait to see you return to SimPlay. And it's a good job because we've decided, because Dan... Oh, Baraba again at Paddock Hill. Very wide through Paddock. And here comes Ant. That Bentley starting to falter here. And Ant up the inside.
I think his tyres are gone.
Yeah, I have to agree. He's going to look... No, back's at it, Graham Hill. Fury?
Oh. Sorry, you started lagging for me. He just fell through the map.
What happened to KLF? He's been involved in a few incidents as well as I think made a couple of mistakes on his own. But we can't wait to have Dan back. We've done Dan a favour as well this season. We've turned pit stops off.
Oh, so it's just straight racing.
It's straight racing.
No pit stops.
For Porsches, no pit stops whatsoever.
So he's no Bentley to remove his rear wing.
I argue it was payback for Aschersleben on Project Cars 2.
What what was Dan in that season?
He was in an Audi.
McLaren. Was he McLaren?
No, he was in the Audi.
It was Audi to remove a Merc rear wing.
Now, Smithy's just said something in the chat. N-Dubs and Smithy teaming up, what a pair. Now, if Smithy goes relegated to AM, where does Dan have to make his return if he comes back to GT3s? Does that have to be AM? Because if that's the case, Dan and Smithy. Smithy always gets the good teammates, always gets the best, but you'll never forget your first, Smith. That's all I'm going to say. You'll never forget your first. And your first Constructors win was with yours truly, so let's not forget about that one. Starting and make our way up. Dan says if he
lawnmower.
does, he'll go in the Retia. Yes, done deal.
my
Done
God,
deal. Dan Davis back next season in the Retia. Cannot wait. Ginger Bush makes a mistake on the back of Ben Bath. It says this is for position. It's not. We believe Ben Bath is in second place. Baraba within a second of Ant once again. Just Gap starting to form now, guys. As Ben Bath coming through Westfield. Sharkbait is up towards Sterling's now, so looks like he's got this one under control.
He has. He's just like keep it on the grey stuff, haven't he? Really?
Dan
About
looks
30-second gap, isn't it? From last time. I believe.
yeah,
27
possibly so.
seconds.
Yeah, that's to Emo guy, though.
was-
With Ben Bath is in between them two, let's not forget, so it's a bit less than that.
Yeah. You gotta love the games and the glitches, mind. Gotta
We do.
love the games.
We've
and
had
the
plenty of
glitches.
them with, like, Project Cars 2, didn't we? Emo guy.
Oh, Lucas Ross is slow.
Oh, he's
Has
not
he
ran
got a
out of fuel.
puncher?
He
He's got a
has.
puncher.
He has got a puncture, really.
Front right?
Front right.
Front right looks very low as well. That, to me, looks like it's on the wheel arch.
Yeah.
His front right wheel isn't spinning at all. He's on
But
3
the
wheels right now.
tyre is. But the tyre is.
You- Again,
Uh,
games and its glitches.
Every
Yeah.
game has them. Have you ever played Ark Survival Evolved on official servers? Yeah.
Well, all we have to say is,
I have.
what a nightmare for the Jaguar. What a shame for Lucas Roth. Ben Bath
Where is he?
currently net second.
off.
He's just, he's off. I think he's parked up. That may have to return to the pits and come back out. Keegs is going to struggle to get that one home. Collecting trophies like Gary collects penalties, says Smithy in the chat. That's the plan. I'll do it. My first, never forget your first. Deal, Smithy. I'll get you the best pad settings. Signed, sealed, and delivered, and dubs. I'll get relegated. Confirmed. So there you go. Team for season 3. Looks like I can still race in pro because Dan can still do the comms. He's racing in Am on a Tuesday night. I was on my last lap of fuel and I've blown the front right, says Keegs. Keegs, if you press pause, return to pits, you should be able to come out to get the race finished as well. As Fury's granddad confirms, a puncher for Keegs. So Keegs, if you return to pits, you should be able to come back out to score some points at least. It may only be for 14th place, but it will be some points in this race.
He still might actually get any more than Stealth did.
No, he needed 8th place, but he's close. He's close. Keegs will possibly want to do more than just this one race, I reckon. I think he's took a liking to that Jaguar, and it'll be great
We
to
have.
see. We've loved having the Jaguar out on track, though. But, Battle, don't ever make me drive this again, he's just said. Maybe not. Maybe he's not loved it. We've got a
Maybe
battle
not.
on, though, for what we believe is net P3. Emo Guy's missed his apex at Paddock Hill, and we've got Ant here coming uphill with 4 minutes left, trying to attack the back of Emo Guy here. So we've got a battle on. Last 4 minutes of the race, we've got a battle for the final podium spot.
Yeah, it just seems like Emo Guy's struggling with his tyres a bit. He's I've been watching him for a little bit on and off, and he's been sliding that GTR around a couple of corners. So I'm not sure if his rears are gone because he's wide.
Very
is
wide at
wide.
the
And
minute.
he's right up behind
He's
him
with him.
now.
He's with him. He's coming down Hawthorne Hill and then in towards Westfield now. And I tell you what, Ant here with 3 minutes 39, he's just got to be patient and wait for Emo Guy to make that mistake. If the tyres are gone, this could be a cracking little scrap here. Emo Guy just hasn't had the pace in the Nissan, and this is what we love to see because this is why we put Emo Guy in the Nissan. We didn't want him to have it his own way all the time, and he hasn't had so far. 47 people currently watching the stream. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and hit the bell to be notified. Myself, Ben Varga, and Fury will be back live tomorrow night, 8 p.m. UK time for the Pro-Ams, where PM Motorsport will be on track, and PM Motorsport and Unorthodox! As Ant got very close to the back of Emo Guy there. Very close. As Unorthodox and PM, Thursday night, 8 p.m. UK time, will be live for the pros. And join myself, PM, and I believe Ivor, Sunday night, 8 p.m. UK time for the Porsche Carrera Cup, where Fury, Unorthodox, and others will be on the circuit. And looking up the inside at Druids, can't get it done. Emo Guy has it covered. Does Emo Guy run deep? He does, but Ant couldn't get it tucked underneath. And this is a fantastic scrap here, boys.
It is, isn't it? Oh, is it going to be maybe outside? No.
Not at Graham Hill, no,
out of that
not
one.
at Graham Hill. That's quite wise there. 2 minutes 32 left on the clock. What a race we've had tonight. I cannot wait to edit these highlights because this has been an absolute belter.
It has been a belter of a race.
I loved every
as,
second of this.
as Michael Jace just said in the chat a bit earlier, I think we need a blooper reel at the end of the season. Like,
We could do.
everyone's
We could
messed
do.
up.
Yeah. Have to go back through and jot down timestamp things and jot down when they was and just make a little blooper reel and maybe put it on the YouTube channel. As
I'll probably be in there quite a lot.
so, we believe that Sharkbait leads this race, which we know. We believe Ben Bath is second. Emo Guy is then third. Ant is fourth. Baraba is fifth, who's off, keeping out the wall, does so. Right, Tech Leader fifth. John Andrews sixth. Shoemaker seventh. Jay eighth. Future Revenge 9th, Gingerbush 10th, KLF 11th, Danlick 12th, Hitman 13th, Lucas Roth 14th, and Lee Henry in 16th place. Lee, learning curve for him tonight, but what does Ant have to do? He's probably got this lap and one more. What's he got to do to get this position from Emo Guy?
I have noticed that Emo's GTR in the last sector coming up through Hawthorne and like up through towards Sterling's and
Yeah.
Clark curve is quite what's the word I'm looking for? Like quite strong.
All right, so
compared to
Emo
the
Guy,
Ferrari of Ant RP.
Emo Guy's strong at the front, at the back end of the circuit, but Ant strong elsewhere. Who is that off? That is a car off. That is Lee, who now pulls to one side. And, Emo Guy nearly turned in on Lee there. Lee held his line, and Emo Guy nearly turns in on him. And here comes Ant looking up the inside into Westfields. No, can't get it done.
Oh.
This is fantastic. Lee's gone off at Westfields as well, so just struggling in his Bentley. Maybe the Bentley started to die here. That's optimistic for Thursday night. Oh, Keegs, just get it to the end. Just get it to the end. As now they're coming up to lap Hitman as well. Wow. What an epic end to this race. So Keegs, I think, will be down as 15th place, unless Lee Hendy gets past him, then it'll be 16th. But Keegs, another puncher, has had to return to the pits. Car 72. Who's 72? That is Danlick. So Danlick has had a moment coming down Hawthorne's Hill. Right, Ant to the outside. Is he going to try and tuck back underneath to the inside? He's going to try the long way round at Paddock. He's on the marbles. He can't get it tucked back underneath. Emo Guy does brilliantly well to get it stopped and tucked in. And Ant there just can't get it in. He's now going to be on the outside line around the Druids corner. And this is the final lap of the race. Can we just say Sharkbait is on the final lap and is halfway through the lap. Up the inside goes Ant to Graham Hill. Job done. He's on the podium.
He is on the podium.
Wow.
Double Ferrari podium.
Double Ferrari, a first and a third for the Ferraris at the moment, with the McLaren in second place. Weary's car 183. It's coming up to Sterling's now. Emo Guy, a flash of the lights, clearly was not happy with being forced a little out wide there. As we go back to Sharkbait, though, it's going to be his first ever win at SimPlay Motorsport. We've crowned so many new winners this season, and we keep on doing so. We've had a new winner every race in the Amateur League. Sharkbait becomes your fifth winner in AM and becomes your fifth winner of the season. He takes P1. We believe it is Ben Bath, who is P2. He comes round now to cross the line in second place. It will be. It doesn't say it on the screen, but we believe it glitched at the beginning. Ant then is fighting with Emo Guy for this final position.
Yeah.
Final place on the podium. It's going to go the way of Ant. Fantastic drive from him. He crosses the line in his Ferrari. P3 for Ant. P4 for Emo Guy. Baraba will have to consolidate with a P5. Had good pace early on. We now just await Tech Leader. As we have people
from 4th to 5th.
Massive gap. We have people
That's
finishing the race here. So Lee Hendry crossed the line. Hitman crossed the line 14th. Lee crossed the line in 15th. Here comes Tech Leader. This is going to be 5th place for him. Decent result, I suppose. He'll take that one.
Yeah, that's not bad for Tech Leader. P6, is it?
It's not. Kelly comes home in P12. Ben Bath, it says P11 there, but we know it is not. It's going to be 6th place for John Andrews. Good result for him. Shoemaker comes across the line P7 before Jay crosses the line P8. Future Revenge P9.
Bigger gap from 8th to 9th.
That was
Gingerbush P.
That's not the one we had.
Gingerbush P10. Future Revenge P9. And then that Future Revenge P9. And then that come across the line. And here he comes. A flash of the lights for us from Keegs. Will we see the Jag at Kyle Army? That, though, was your amateur race. We'll get your vote for driver of the day in just a moment. But what a race that was. 31 outstanding laps from the drivers. PN, just sum that race up for us.
Wow, what a race. That was some... See, you can overtake at Brands Hatch, Camille. Oh, Camel. He said in Discord earlier, you can't overtake here. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. It's funny that, because the last time I was on was chatting with somebody who was at work at Racing Unleashed in Switzerland, and our rush hour expert says, you can't really overtake around Imola. And then in the race, everybody overtook everybody, and it was fantastic to watch. So, yeah, Camel, you can overtake. PN, your driver of the day?
My driver of the day, you have to give it a Shark Plate.
Yeah.
Brilliant driver, that Ferrari.
Emo guy in the chat, Ben wasn't glitched, he says. So we will double check this. It will be double checked. He's down as second, what we believe at the moment, but we will double check everything and make sure the results are as follows. Carry on. Sorry, Pierre.
Yeah, you can't take it away from the Evo version of the Ferrari.
So, Sharkbait, your driver of the day. Joe, final thoughts and driver of the day from yourself.
Driver of the day for me has got to be Emo Guy. The way he just made that GTR the big, even though it's a massive car, he has made it the biggest GTR in the world, personally. And the way he just defended from Barabara and Ant for as many laps as he could, it was just, he's got my driver of the day.
Yeah, I'm going to give mine to Sharkbait as well. I think Sharkbait just drove fantastically. Had a great fight with O all race until O left the server. Though your provisional results, your provisional standings with Ben Bath, we're going to say finish second at the time being. We will obviously look into this and see what happened. P2 Baby says Ant at the moment. We are going to go and look at this after, though. But your provisional standings look like this. Jay still leads the championship, 4 points clear of Future Revenge, with Ginger Bush 6 points behind. Can you believe that they have stayed pretty much the same gaps as what they was before the race? Ant is then on P4. He's on 72. Sorry, Ginger Bush P3. Ant P4, 12 points behind. Tech Leader, 14 points behind. Emo Guy, 17 points behind. Baraba, 7th, 18 points behind. Danlick in 8th. He's only 19 behind. John Andrews is 20 behind. The top 9 are covered by 20 points in the championship. Kelly's then 29 points behind. Ben Bath, P11, tied with Sharkbait. They're 36 behind. Shoemaker's on 27. Hitman on 25 with 022. Checo Brest 17. Leo Fernie 14. Keegs on 9. Lee Hendy on 6. And NTS on 1. But we do believe NTS will not be with us for the remainder of the season. Flying Potatoes on 132. The Cartel Sim Racing Team on 66. And your Manufacturers Championship looks a little like this. McLaren, 1,112 points. Bentley, second place on 707, with Ferrari on 477. Porsche on 401, with Honda on 338. Aston Martin 336, with Audi on 316. Lexus 305. Mercedes and BMW 93. Nissan 67. Lamborghini 13. And Jaguar on 9. So it's Ferraris on top tonight. Emo Guy driver of the day from Fury, myself and PN gave Sharkbait the driver of the day. The chat have given Sharkbait driver of the day. Thank you all for being in the chat. Thanks to the 2 new subscribers this evening. Hopefully you guys will also hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button at the end, as well as that thumbs up button as well, and that bell to be notified. 8 p.m. UK time, we go live tomorrow night. Myself, Ben and Fury will be live with the Pro-Am, Race 1 and Race 2, rounds 9 and 10 of the season. And then Thursday night, myself and Fury will be on the track as PM Motorsport, and Dan Davis will be in the commentary box, 8 p.m. UK time. And don't go anywhere 8 p.m. UK time Sunday night, because we're back at Brands once again, except this time we're rolling out the Cup cars for a Porsche Carrera Cup season around the British circuits, which Joe sounds a little excited. Joe, Pien, thank you once again for joining me in the commentary box. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
No problem, mate.
And we will see you tomorrow night. But from all of us here at SimPlay Motorsport, take care. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Freedom, I never had the chance to run. Leave behind the said and done. Figure out what's to come. to yourself for once. Oh, I think I found a new way out, way beyond your shadow doubt. And I can't breathe. Oh, I hope you're keeping count of all the times you let me down, and all the things you said out loud, the bullshit I could cry about. And I know we could be stronger now, and leave it up to fate somehow. But everything I do for me. Oh.
I get lost sometimes and I can't seem to find a light between the walls I built for myself right in my mind. And then you came over and you showed me love that I never had seen before. And now when I got you, it's all gonna be alright. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. You can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again. I've been trying hard not to go out of my mind. And all I need right now is for you to stay the night. But if you keep saying that you've got to leave, then I'm gonna be alright. As long as you tell me that we ain't running out of time. Thinking about all the things we did tonight, what a time to be alive. Just you and I, just you and I. Only you can put my fire out. You can turn it all around. And you can lift me off the ground, so we can fly again, so we can fly again.
Atomic particles traveling near the speed of light do decay more slowly than stationary particles. As strange and counterintuitive as it seems, time dilation is a law of nature. Traveling close to the speed of light is a kind of elixir of life. Because time slows down close to the speed of light, special relativity provides us with a means